Good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eike Sky. Welcome to Apex Online Racing, and welcome to the 500 kilometers of Paul Ricard in Assetto Corsa Competizione, a ambitious endurance race with 32 teams made up of 3 drivers, and we have all of that to look forward to. We're going to be here from start to finish, every second of the way, and you don't have any audio at the moment. There we go, that should be better. So, the drivers are just getting out on track now. And count them. 24 teams at the moment. I don't seem to be able to scroll, unfortunately, to get the bottom end of the table. But we're watching Gedven at the moment. We're not using the Formula 1 layout, so these GT3 cars can get to their absolute top speed. Already got some supporters in chat revving up their teams, not as though they need it. This is going to be a absolutely monstrous race. I'm not looking forward to commentating this alone. It's okay. I have got chat with me to keep me company and keep me on the right track. Pun only slightly intended. The first of the cars coming up to start their flying laps. 15-minute qualifying session. So it's going to get very busy very quickly. I only see about 4 cars in the pits at the moment, and one about two coming right out onto the racing line in front of the 312 Aston Martin. It's going to change his line slightly. Sector 1 should be coming out of this complex here, where we'll start to get times starting to appear on the right hand side of that table there, which I can't wait for. Give me something to talk about. Helicopter view for a second for a laugh. Now's a really good time for my computer to stop working. There we go. We're here. Awesome. So, do we get any times yet? We do not. So they only update once a lap. That's a shame. I was really hoping for split times. Aston Martin come across the line now, though. And that will be a 1:56.037 to start off proceedings. A respectable time coming down the Mistral. And the times start to pour in now. Nordqvist, first to drop below a second, but someone has just gone faster in another AMR V8 Vantage. That will be Elias, and 911. Top in the timetables. The 911 has been very successful in the Creventic races that have been run around Paul Ricard. Where's the 191 car? We are just going to have to jump around for a minute. And try and find... There we go. 191. Beautiful looking liveries up and down the field. A few custom liveries coming out to play as well, as far as I know. Good evening to everyone in chat as well. Hopefully we will give you the very tip-top of coverage. Throughout tonight. I will put an appeal out to the drivers now. For those of you who are not in the car currently, and for those of you who are maybe have retired or have an accident, by all means jump into the Ready for Interview room in Discord whilst in the race, so that we can get your view of what happened. It's not as though we're going to be short on time. 8.5 minutes to go. Still looking at the 911 in first, followed by the Audi R8 of Pookie. I hope I'm pronouncing that one right. And then the first of many V8 Vantages. Lexus RCF jumping right up to third with a very quick Sector 2 time. Potentially running a low drag setup on that RCF. Oh. Back to the 312, currently in 9th. 1.3 seconds off the pace. A lot to be gained, obviously, coming from that car. Oh, I wish I could, like, fade to black while I tried to get the right car. It's not exactly an intuitive system. What I was looking for was that RCF. Yeah, it's coming out of the pits now. Excellent. Ah, the Swiss team. Hey, Jay. Even more supporters dropping in his chat now. It's fantastic to see everybody getting their team numbers and names represented. Alexis is looking very slippery. Really is. How are we looking at the times at the moment? Our RCF is still fastest down the Mistral Straight. It's going to take some beating, that. Do wish we had split time, like updates per split though. That would be amazing to see. Coming now down into the final sector. Virage de la Tour and Virage de Pont. Just in case you wanted to know, as I do kind of get a track map up. No reason not to, eh? Across the finish line remains third does the Lexus. What else is going on? What else? What other cars do we have on track? We currently have Daniel Flores in the Racing Line Motorsport 194 Porsche. Currently sitting in 19th, 1.9 seconds. The entire grid's only separated by 4 seconds at the moment. Lawrence in the bright yellow Aston Martin, as we're going to be driving into the night, is very good. Going to be very useful having a luminous colour. Audi R8 of Pookie in second, getting a lovely bit of oversteer on turn in. Got to keep it nice and tidy through this final sector. Any kind of sideways motion could burn your tyres out, lose you a ton of lap time. And with the field so tight, you can't afford that kind of slip up. 3 minutes remaining, and 33. Pits. Bentley number 17 is coming up for another attempt. .107. Big old bruiser that Bentley is. Should absolutely be watching for this back down the Mistral Straight. There's been many escapades of the Bentley teams in the past, both at Bathurst and at Le Mans as well. Monstrous straight line speed with these Bentleys. I've always enjoyed Paul Ricard. I don't find the lines to be too distracting, and they are absolutely serving a purpose. Much better than surrounding them with gravel traps or grass especially. In my humble opinion. Now let's jump on board with the Bentley driver. Lovely view there. Down into Bisson. Very French. Now coming down into the final sector, past 2 corners where we've seen so many passes and mistakes made, races won and lost. De La Tour and Dupont just touching the brakes so lightly to get into that apex. Smith fiddling with the steering wheel on the way over the start-finish line. Brave man. Classic look at this point. That Bentley really is fantastic to see it still being competitive. He says in 19th at the moment. RCF has slipped down to 5th now. Porsche 911 of Goldsaw taking those first 2 sectors. It's going to be quite an interesting fight at the front with 2 Porsches and an Audi. That's the case. Audi going slowly. There we go. The session has ended. I don't know how on earth I'm going to get through this starting grid. We need to wait for all the drivers to get over the line because there could be some quick laps coming in. There's going to be no way we can find out because we aren't updated by split times. Fourteenth place, 466 going into the pits. It looks like, yep, that's a lap abandoned. RCF doing the same. The 107, however, is looking quite happy with his lap. Can he improve from 20th, Smith? Bolt it across the line, and that survey says no, I believe. Let's get down towards the last few cars. Ferrari is abandoning a chrome gold Aston Martin. I mean, sure. 29th place. Can Klaus make up any more positions? 28th he goes. We had a flurry of cars come across the line there. That was really difficult to keep track of. 30 seconds left on this wait time. Rydell from 25th will remain 25th. I think that's going to be the end of it. Chat will pop up for just a second and you'll see what everyone's been talking about. And I cannot see the starting grid, so I can't tell you anything. God damn it. Just need to wait for the server to here we go. So in first position will be the 191 Porsche of Ciclari. Position 2 will be the number 3 of Goldsaw. In third place will be the 333 of Pookie for the starting grid. M. Ripper will start the 666 Ferrari in fourth. ALX will start the 98 Audi in fifth. S0 in the 514 Lexus will start sixth. Gedvin in 312 will be seventh. Andretti in the 22 Audi will be eighth. Blanco will start in ninth. 10th will be Carsten in the 59 Aston Martin. I think that is. Elias will start the 79 from 11th. Bath will start the 852 Audi from 12th. Lawrence will start from 13th. Becchier in the 466 Audi will start in 14th. 15th will be Capicut in the 83 Aston. Enslin will start the 969 Ferrari from 16th. Zionski in the 456 Porsche will start from 17th. Snajdan, hope I did that some kind of justice, will start the 991 Porsche in 18th. Corus in 19th. Smith in 20th. Nordqvist, I'm going to get that name wrong a few times, in the 21 Aston in 21st. Seravel in the 192 Porsche will start from 22. The 777 Porsche of Nels will start from 23rd. 24th will be G-Max in the 41 Porsche. Rydell in the number 13 Audi will start from 25th. 26th will be Flores. 27th Torrey. 28th will be Klaus in the 614. Hitchcock will start the 41 from 29th. D-Dave will start from 30th in the 73 AMG. Jankies will start the Ferrari 71 from 31st, and Floria and Kostic will start from the back of the grid in the 127 and 628 respectively, not setting lap times. 3.6 seconds separating the grid, but that will of course be leveled out when we take into account both fuel loads and tyre wear, and driver abilities as well. There are going to be driver swaps, live driver swaps in this race, so that's something that they all have to be aware of, and it's going to make keeping your car in one piece even more important in these early stages of the laps, because it's the night time when when the race is going to win. And here we go. As the drivers all get their setups finalised, so they're happy to attack that first corner. Not with too much severity. Again, remember, we need to keep the cars all in one piece. Otherwise, there is no race to win. The Paul Ricard race circuit is such a fantastic track. For years being used as a test track for so many manufacturers and so many different race series. Finally getting some recognition on the world stage, with F1 coming to the track, I think it was like 2 years ago now. As we've already seen in chat, it has its detractors and its detractions. But all in all, an absolutely fantastic circuit with a mind-bending blend of tight closing radius turns, complex hairpins. There is an adverse camber, long right-hand, I think right-hander, yeah. Debussy is off camber as you come off the Mistral straight. A very complex track and very difficult to set up for, but absolutely makes for the best races. We've seen Creventic 24-hour races here where the finishes have been separated by less than a second. Hopefully we're going to have as close a race this time out as well. Getting shout-outs as the race starts for the 28 Lambo, Team 83 and 84. I can't see what cars they are at the moment. When I get a thing, Mercedes. So the 77 and the 9 getting shout-outs as well from Animo in chat. If you've got any other teams you want me to shout out, maybe I won't give them a commentator's curse. Yeah, I am a massive fan. Go GMAX, says Bruno. I am a massive fan of Circuit Paul Ricard, and I very much hope to visit it one day. And maybe even drive around it. That would be the dream. And away we go. I think this is a formation lap. Come on, give me a Why can't I see the split times? This is going to be a pain in the backside if this is how this is going to work. There we go. It just decided it didn't want to go to the right setup. That's cool, that's fine, we'll work with that. Track map up in the top right hand corner for you to keep track of the cars that we are with. And if there's anything that I'm missing, make sure that you put it in chat so that I can look back at the replay, because we have that functionality here. Looking down the grid as they come out onto the Mistral straight. Any cars that are sticking out. Oh, wrong way. I've got my keybinds wrong. That's interesting. Bentley all the way down in 19th. Such an enormous field. Look at them coming down the Mistral Straight. Give me a second and I will get an internal camera for you. The Porsche of Jankies. GT3 cars absolutely littering the racetrack here. Brilliant to see though. And a Skyline. Excellent. Fantastic to see a GTR from Floria. And a BMW M8, I think this will be. As the drivers are now, they are already starting to form up, coming down towards the last sector. Yeah, this is about right. Hopefully all of the pack will have formed up by the time we get round. Just a couple of straddlers coming left, coming double file, as they should be. Fantastic display from these AOR boys as always. And girls. I guess that's one way to start a race, eh? Two Porsches. There we go. We'll keep an eye on the third place Audi, just to give us a bit more of an overall feel. We'll look from the helicopter cam to start the race. And the spotters will say green, and we will go green. And the Porsches will lead away at this 3-hour endurance race. And that's it. We are going, we are going, we are gone. Porsches, second place from the outside. MTR Prenta looking to the outside but not able to make any progress. We're going to look further back just to make sure everybody gets through turns 1 and 2. There is a spinner right at the back of the grid. There we go. Lamborghini of Beck waiting for everybody to get past so that he can rejoin safely. First big stop of the track, and it looks like everybody's learnt their lesson from the first corner massacre. Let's have a very quick look at that first corner incident. What happened there? So everybody is quite clean coming down into turn 1. 3 abreast is always going to be a bit messy. A Lamborghini did not turn in, didn't know where to go, didn't know if there was someone inside him. Very, very simple mistake, but a shame nonetheless. That was Chorus in the 28 Lamborghini jumping ahead to the top of the field. We have the leading drivers as they left, but all very, very... Oh no, the Audi has gone up to the second, apparently. Yeah, the timing screen hasn't updated yet. I'm going to have to get used to that. The gold Porsche is looking around the outside again. Is there anything you can do? No. The last big stop of the lap. Porsche is going to look around the outside. The rear engine in that Porsche is going to give just slightly more traction than the Audi off of the line. Look further back, and there is chaos coming. Cars coming out 2 and 3 abreast. It's nice not having that thud in the back of your head, isn't it? Down into turn 1 now. The 52 Audi being followed closely by the 59 Aston of Karsten. 2 abreast behind for the Ferrari and Aston of Enslin and Elias. Sorting themselves out. It looks like... Yep, Elias has just made it past. Fantastic to see. Good display as always from these drivers, nice and clean. And now the Porsche right up behind the Audi. Do they have the gearbox or the gear ratio settings to make progress past the Audi? It seems not at the moment. Audi goes defensive very early coming down to Signa. The Porsche gives best, and there is an Audi closing in behind as well, and that is going to be ALX. All the cars going very wide. This is that inverse camber right-hander. They might have changed it here, but I'm pretty sure this is adverse camber, and it throws the cars for a mile when they get it wrong, as we've seen in the Formula 1, funnily enough. It looks like there's been a yellow flag somewhere. No. Oh, what was that? Who has thrown it at the wall? You know what I was saying about that is a Getven. And what happened to Getven here? We see him coming around the first of the corners in this final section after Mistral Straight. He's going to go wide, which is not going to do him any favours whatsoever. Is he going to get helped? He is going to get a massive help from the yellow Mercedes behind. Who was that? That was... yeah, we'll find out. 33rd for the Aston Martin now. Nosed into the wall. But there's plenty of time. Let's go and find that yellow Mercedes. That's a yellow Audi. That's a yellow. Oh, that was another car very sideways. What has happened there? Parking just off the track. Is Beckett. There's all action here. Down the Mistral Straight, looking around the outside. There's definitely an overlap there. And it's another yellow Mercedes, it looks like. He's got the toe. Gonna sit behind. I think this is gonna be a bump and draft. Oh no, it's yellow Porsche, sorry. Yep. Massive punt from the Porsche there. And that was that event. So, unfortunate for the Audi there. And what else are we missing? What else have we got here? That's a Skyline running slowly. Oh, it's GTR. I will call it a Skyline. I shouldn't be calling it a Skyline. There's a drive-through for our 11th place Elias. That is the 79 Aston Martin. We'll see how long it takes them to actually go and make that. Meanwhile, at the top of the grid, there is now a Porsche 1-2 yet again. 333 having to give way to the slightly smaller German mark. Ah, I see. But the 666 Ferrari still giving quite close contention as well. Attention to the rear end of that Audi. And the 11 has been into the pits, I assume for repair. Is going to drop well down. Yeah, it's going to drop well down. So 2 people dropping out of contention for the time being. 991 Porsche. Lovely livery. Drive-through cleared by race control for the 79. Oh, boo. Enslin having a server crash locally. Unfortunately, it's still working for us. As in full crash or just disconnect? We're looking now towards the wrong way again. There is a car that's gone very wide there. Perhaps too wide. No, that's really wide. Wow. And blocking a bit unnecessarily there. Going wide again. Is that a Porsche? I think that's a Porsche. No, that's Ferrari. Okay, it's fine. No wonder it's blocking them. What on earth happened there? We'll take it from a slightly higher view. A massive kick. And this is where that tarmac tends to earn its keep. In just being able to slow the cars down much more effectively than grass and gravel. And then a bit of unnecessary blocking coming into Debussy. Now pissing to get some repairs is Jankiz. Meanwhile, G-Max running around currently in 32nd, 3 laps off the pace. All out on his own. That's what it's about, is getting the cars to the point of handing over to your teammates at this point. Drive's now just settling into a pace, he says. As the 28 Lamborghini starts lining up that enormous, relatively speaking, GTR. This could be a good 3-way battle we've got. Looking here, the GTR runs wide. The Lamborghini goes to the inside, obviously having a bit of an overspeed. Oh, massive sideways moment for Floria there. Who's made very good progress up through the grid so far. Up until that point. Good driving. Good driving from Floria there. And very well held as well. It won't have done their tyre life any good whatsoever, but the car's still in one piece. And the Lamborghini, of course, looking to make moves on the BMW in front, Svensson. Another really lovely livery there. Black and yellow with pink wheels. Oh, massive overspeed, being able to go around the outside of the BMW. Very well held there by Chorus. And then it's only a 2-second gap to Hitchcock in front. We'll have to keep an eye on that Lamborghini. We'll have to keep an eye on that Lamborghini because it looks as though whatever the setup is, it is working for Chorus right now. Unless, of course, they get back out onto the Mistral and there's just no top speed, and the reason why he's so quick through the other parts of the track is because of downforce, which it's starting to look like. Jump on board with the BMW. running alongside, being able to pull up on the outside. That's not going to be any good coming down into Signa. Oh, maybe it is though. Still side by side, a little touch just to let them both, let the BMW know that he's still there. BMW goes to turn in but leaves space. Very polite, very good mature driving from both of these. And both surviving. Which again, I need to hammer on about it. But it's the way they're going to win. Still side by side, coming all the way down now to Delator. Lamborghini finally getting past DuPont by the looks of it. And now has the first sector to try and get a bit of a gap back to the BMW. I keep pressing the wrong way. Keep trying to go up the grid and I go down the grid. Also running LEDs. I don't remember seeing a Lamborghini with LEDs. It's been that long since I've seen a Lamborghini GT3 car. Next up is going to be Tori in a Porsche. We know that Corus has got the pace on Porsches. And there's now 3 on his hit list. Yeah, that does sound about right, Insulin. If you do get a disconnect, then yeah, it's gonna wipe all your laps because it will count as a retirement. That's a shame. And this time the Lamborghini just has a comfortable gap to the BMW behind and is going to run it super wide. No, looks okay. So now we need to watch as Corus tries to push further up the grid. Nordqvist, a 2-driver lineup in this number 21 Aston Martin. Very interesting colour scheme as well. Not sure the green and cream goes together. '22 Audi and the 991 Porsche. Porsche not seeming to need to 5 laps behind. That's a killer. It's not insurmountable though. There are going to be more retirements than that, and the Audi looks to the inside. This is the kind of thing that's going to cause the kind of accidents and retirements that are going to get you back in the game. We're used to seeing a 991 Porsche going very quickly in a straight line from Le Mans. And we're very used to seeing an Audi chasing one as well. Pulling to the inside, there is a slight overlap. God damn this camera angle. And both just about gave each other space there, but they are still side by side. A little touch is going to slow them up even more and is going to bring the Aston Martin into play. Potentially, nope. That's going to be a touch and a spin for the Aston Martin. And Andretti is going to get away in the 22 Audi. He is going to survive. And gain a couple of places in the process. Good to see. .107? 907? Oh, 905. There we go. Of Smith. Just coming across the line now. An 8/10th gap back from the Porsche in 13th. And a Ferrari coming out of the pits. That'd be Yativ in the 11. Is that your car, Enslin? 83 and 84. Looking okay. 69 getting a drive-through for track limits. And this is where it's going to start getting painful. You can do without those kinds of mistakes. Down in 22nd at the moment, but a 6-second gap behind is going to drop him down 2-3 places maybe. And that's the way you lose races, through silly mistakes like that. The 852 Audi trying to put pressure, going very, very wide down into Buisson. That's the name of it, Buisson. Trying to put pressure on Carsten in the 59. Doesn't seem to be working. That Aston looking quite stable. Not on the quickest, but again, doesn't need to be. Garage 59. Very good to see. If Carsten's got the confidence to be able to brake late into the corners, it doesn't matter how close the Audi gets, because he's going to lose when it matters. And it looks like the 59 has just that. Just enough pace and confidence to be able to outbrake the Audi, but it can't get that overlap. Can't force the Aston wide. Through this slow section, the Audi catches up. The mid-engined car being quite content to go around these low-speed corners. When it comes to that right-hander at Sebom, I think, just loses a little bit of ground. We'll make it all up when it comes down the Mistral straight. Drive through for the 69 cleared. Obviously it's been taken. As we look up now towards the sharper end of the field, there's been a bit of a gap forming between the first two and this gaggle of cars here, with the Ferrari looking like he's holding up the rest of the pack, and the 333 Audi is going to go for the inside down into de la Tour. And DuPont is going to cement the position and put the Ferrari on a very, very tight line, which may end up opening up. A gap for the Lexus. Ripper got up into third, so just retained the position. It looks like then whoever's leading this gaggle of cars is the one that seems to be taking the hit, and the other two are just kind of sat there watching. Blanco needs to catch up. Yes, I agree. They all do. How is our most insistent Corvus doing? 2-second gap back to Hitchcock. Has taken the first of the Porsches, Tory. And there's now to push on to the back of Hitchcock is going to be the next one. Just don't talk about birds. Out on the Mistral straight is Hitchcock. And that is what 2 seconds dead looks like. 2.5 seconds. Damn split times. Also, you can see that. The team name for Corus's Lamborghini is Worst Pace Scenario. There is no joke that needs to be made there. The joke is the name. Very well done. So this 41 Porsche then, being able to make pace on the Lamborghini down the Mistral Straight is quite peculiar, as we've seen that's where the Lamborghini should be quicker. How low downforce is that Porsche running to be able to achieve that? Or maybe it's just a slightly more refined setup. The leaders at the moment are on 12 laps. And we go down to the bottom of the grid, and we'll probably find that they've done about 9 laps or so. But as we know, that's been affected by technology troubles, so we won't pay too much attention to that. Oh yeah, no, they just started. We've got 2.5 hours left. If you look at the timestamp at the top, we've got 2 hours 35. They've probably got another. I would suggest, I don't know what their fuel burn is like, but they've probably got another 45 minutes or so until they start looking at their first pit stops. This is an absolutely monster. No, it might be, I think it's 69 minutes is stint time. So it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be half an hour before they're looking at pit stops. But time progression is set to 2 times. Yeah, 65 minutes. That's it. 65 minutes. Yeah. So an hour and 5 minutes, so the latest they can stop is with, yeah. I am paying attention to chat now. Yes, I dread to think, I would, there is a part of me that would hate to get out of the seat that they've been sat in after driving for an hour straight. Especially in these cars. Which are not as forgiving as some other sims. How are we looking up towards the lead? 191. Holding a stable. Warnings don't... No, I don't. I think they are per car. How is the 28 Lambo? Is now 7/10 behind the second of the Porsches. I will keep a very close eye on that. As they come across the split, it's 727. Oh, they're per driver. Okay. That seems wrong, but okay. 28 Lamborghini looking in on their next prey. As the Porsche takes a very late apex into Delator. No, it was not Delator, sorry. That was Bendor. Now they come down into Delator. And Dupont. I love those names. I love these corners as well, to be fair. Decreasing radius left-hander followed by a hairpin right. Perfect. Porsche still confident to sit on its line. But the 28 is closing in. Enormous amount of curb taken there as well. Crazy. That was a big leap. What has just happened that has... Have we lost someone? It looks like we've lost someone. No. No one from the top 5 at least we've lost. God, that Porsche was going very wide there. Probably feeling the pressure from Smith behind. What a beast of a vehicle that is. Jenkins still riding around in 30th, letting all the cars past as he should be. The 192 in 15th of Serraville. Nordqvist trying for that 15th position again. Taking this long to build up. Hey, here's RLM. There we go. Of Daniel Flores. Is that Daniel or Danielle? Male or female? Oh, have a look up the inside. Just a little bit of a look on the Aston. Chorus is now 2/10 back from Hitchcock. The Porsche has got to think about blocking now if they've got any hope of retaining that 18th position. Whoa, big kick of oversteer. Being very greedy with the throttle there was the Porsche. The Lamborghini is going to keep a tighter line around Busson, and now back onto the Mistral straight, and the hole that the Porsche is going to be punching in the air is going to feel like sweet, sweet honey to that Lamborghini driver. Can barely see the the prancing bull, should we say. Italian prancing bull. Side by side, not quite got the pace, but there's a lot more grip in that Lamborghini than there is the Porsche. Running slightly wider to narrow the entry into... I cut that. Same bomb. There we go. That's Bissell. Right into the track, good grief. Coming down to the last 2 corners. And the gap is now down to 800ths. And yeah, I can believe that. Back up at the split time, coming onto the start-finish straight. There is an overlap, maybe just about, not quite. The Porsche just about has a nose ahead. Is going to cut across in front of the Lamborghini. Stone cold move from the 41 there. He knew the Lambo didn't have the place. He wasn't going to let him have it for anything. Oh, Porsche getting a massive kick of oversteer from going over the curbs again. Lamborghini's going to go wider this time. The Porsche's going to stay tight. Obviously got a little bit less speed, so able to stick to the apex. Goldsaw in first person is a joke. In what way? Just how fast he is. A slightly bigger gap to the Porsche this time. Part of me wants to go and see what the rest of the field's doing, and part of me wants to sit with this battle because it's just so tense. Lambo going super wide, confident in the pace. Oh, just the tiniest bit. Tiniest bit of oversteer there, but now he's got the inside line, which is not going to help as he's got a right-hander coming up next. But it might just put the Porsche of Hitchcock off enough. No, it's not gonna happen. Hitchcock has got so much more nerve than that. Running across the curbs, as we heard earlier, the Lamborghini's going to have to reside itself to the slipstream of the Porsche. Not much of a battle there for position there, unfortunately. Drive through for Dave. Too many times across those blue and blacks. And side by side now, the Lamborghini and the Porsche. Without draft, is the Lamborghini going to be able to have the legs on the Porsche? But it doesn't matter because there is a Ferrari coming up that's going to give the Lamborghini that draft that it needs. But the Porsche is going to come back in a straight line. Again, we're seeing that Lamborghini does not have the legs down the straight. Just about being able to defend with the help of the Ferrari, but they're going to have to push massively and say goodbye to one of those corner markers. Slight corner cut there. Hopefully they won't get pinged for that. And now the next car, the next Porsche, the 194 of Flores, is a mere 5.3 seconds up the road. Excellent pace from that 28 Lamborghini, almost taken out by the 71 Ferrari. Ferrari's not known for being particularly good at being lapped. And that's what 5 seconds looks like on a track. Half the length. Oh, fantastic overtake. Brilliantly set up. Yeah, we like the 28 Lambo. They're doing good work at the moment. Oh, that was very wide for the second place Lazarus. Coming back from the dead, it seems. What other battles do we have on at the moment? Carsten looking at the back quite intently of the AMG Mercedes in 7th position of Blanco. Or is that falling back and there's a 12-second gap in front of that as well? That's a lot of clear air for the Mercedes to punch a hole through for the Aston Martin. Across the line, and the gap has opened by 0.2. It could be that Mercedes just has the legs on the Aston Martin, unfortunately. It's only the tiniest of gaps, but it only needs to be the tiniest of gaps to make a difference in this 3-hour race. Look further up the field, Lexus RCF. Now looking at the back of the Audi of ALX. Very, very closely indeed, it looks like. Audi's pace might just be falling off as the tyres degrade. And the Lexus just able to keep the car slightly tighter to the apex. Across the line now, and the Audi's got the gap up slightly. Just through that final sector. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. This is, remember, for 5th place at the moment. And Goldsaw still hasn't dropped the 191 yet. In fact, he's very close. Just drop back slightly through that sector 2 section. So the 191 obviously able to achieve a slightly higher top speed. Interesting to know. Not being able to speak to the teams directly and ask them about their setups is just one of those things, I guess. Now, depending on how the drivers are going to be doing this, we could start to see some coming in soon, depending on how they want to divide up their times. And then the order is going to change completely again. And that 13-second gap, you're probably going to see disappear. Oh, come on. It looks like Andretti... No. Smith has fallen back from the 991 Porsche and has fallen into the grips of the 22. I wonder how that's happened. Probably an attack gone wrong. That's how it normally happens. As we get back out onto the Mistral Straight, we're going to see a car drive very, very, very quickly in a straight line. 991 only 3.6 seconds in front, so that could well be who we're seeing in front there. And that's the Mistral Straight run. Done. Riding aboard with the old battle bus. Incredible skill from all these guys being able to brake and turn down into Busan. Busan? Yeah. And Bendor around Cours de Galaban. I can do French, honest. Oh, it does. It sounds incredible. Thymian in chat saying the Bentley sounds like a jet plane taking off. It absolutely does. It sounds absolutely phenomenal. Now let me see if I can get a more external view. Oh, it still sounds the same. There we go. Imagine we were right on the nose right now. Massive squeaking off the brakes as well. Audi is looking very, very, very intent on that 12th position though. On that 13th position, sorry. Nah. The steering wheel's on the correct side. It's on the right side, that's what it is. It's on the right side of the car. Audi having a whole lot of draft from the Bentley, just being able to get the nose up. Bentley's going to run around the outside, running slightly higher downforce, perhaps. Meaning that it's able to run around the outside of Signa, completely miss the apex and still come out on top. Brilliant driving from Smith here. Brilliant driving from all of these guys. I can't wait for the next batch of drivers to get in so we can see them drive properly into the night. The right side is the right side. Come on. Why would you want, most people are right-handed, why would you want your dominant hand coming off the steering wheel to change gears? That doesn't make sense. There you go. And the 905 defends quite handily. Who was that just dropped into the pits? That is the 83 of Cabicot. And the 991 Porsche has come into the pits as well. Oh, come on, I want to see what the pits are doing. Oh, damn it. Capico in the pits. When does the name change? Does the name change? And it still appears to be Capico in the car. And the 25th place Rydell has stalled coming into the pit stall. That is a rookie mistake, I think is easy to say. That is 27th place 466 of Bekir. Looks like they're all... Ah no, driver change for Sajnadan. For Snajdan. So a new driver in the 991 Porsche. Oh god damn it. Goldsaw and why can't I just click on it? The two Porsches fighting for the lead of the race, now separated by 0.3 of a second. And coming up onto the Mistral straight now is going to make all the difference. Not long now until these drivers are going to have to pit. Thank you very much for the pointer, Grobler. Down the Mistral straight. It looks like Ciclari is not quite got the pace. Come on, camera. Just about holding on to it, both physically. But not anymore. Coming down into Bisson. Goldsaw has the inside line, but can he actually get to the apex or not? That's what remains to be seen. He does get there, and that is a lead change. Ciclari to second, Goldsaw to first. Your new leader is the number 3 Porsche, but only by a hairbreadth of a second. Also, yes, keep fighting, Michael. We will get behind that as well. So Clary's not done with that Porsche, with that gold Porsche yet. Yeah. Jump on board for a second. There we go. Looking back at second position. Can't even see the headlights of the second place car there. Very wide. But maybe that will give him the extra mile per hour too. That is a bit of slipstream. Definitely a bit of slipstream going on there. Goldsaw going left on the track because that 191 is coming through whether he likes it or not. Fantastic battling from these two, and the slightest difference in setups is what's doing this, with what's making this battle happen. Blocking to the inside with the 191, learning this time. So Clary learned from the last time that Goldsaw went round the outside. Is not going to let it happen this time, and will have the advantage coming down into this final few turns. But Goldsaw's got the downforce. You can click on their names? I can't. I can't. I think you need to have that one. No? I don't know. I can't do that. Not with the spectator cam. Sorry. Believe me, if I could, I would be doing that right now, because trying to navigate the keybinds is horrific. Still, let's focus on this battle for the lead. 69, incurring another drive-through penalty, I think. And these two Porsches are basically glued together. Which is fine. We're fine with that, aren't we, guys? We're fine with the fight for the lead being this close. Back out onto the Mistral straight now. So Clary does have a car in front of, push the right button, the 83 of Vestergaard. Vestergaard is a new name. So maybe he's going to be able to keep the advantage here. That is a car length that the 191 has halfway down the straight. And the 3 car is going to go wider on entry. But the 191 pulls straight to the inside. Fantastic blocking skills. But the number 3 is going to go and try and go around the outside. That's probably not going to happen unless there is a lot more downforce going on in the number 3 car. And there is. The 3 car now has the inside for Bendot and makes the pass happen again. Is this going to be it? Or has the 191 got an answer for it yet again? Coming down into DuPont, and everyone's playing fair and square for the moment. Number 3 flashing his lights to get the lapped cars out of the way. 191 looking very much getting in the mirrors of the number 3 car. I don't think that's going to work, but it's, hey, it's free of charge basically. Free distraction. Coming down into the twisty part of the first sector at Hotel du Camp and Saint-Bill. Hey now, be nice. Back out onto the Mistral straight, and this is going to be the place. I do believe, I'd love to, if anyone can get hold of Saklari, or if you're in his team, I would love to speak to either you or Saklari when he gets out of the car, because this is an absolutely fantastic demonstration of how to defend and attack. Number 3 car having to go defensive super early because the 191 is running less downforce. He has to be round the outside, just able to keep it side by side, but they're gonna have problems coming down into Besson. No, they're not. Number 3 has the grip here to be able to nose down the inside. Yeah, if there is anyone in chat from the 1-on-1 team, please jump into ready to interview in the AOR Discord, because I would love to have a word with you, just very quickly. And that's the reason why Saklari can't punt him off. He's just got too much grip. He's just going to go straight through the corner. Flashing lights from the leader on the Audi in front. Very, very polite driving as always, as battle is held for a moment while the drivers try and navigate this traffic. And now we're going to have the same problem for the 191 that the number 3 car was having on the previous lap. There is a Porsche in front who's punching a lovely hole in the air down the Mistral straight for the number 3 car to follow through and not have the penalty of having the higher levels of downforce there. Meanwhile, the 191 is now going to be suffering because he's getting a double draft through the corners. Basically like driving through a vacuum. As the, what number is that? 41? 41 sits very nice and wide, jumping off the track, oh, just making contact with the second place car, but again, nothing, no intent there, of course. Where is the 41 and the 21st? It's Hitchcock. Yep, Goldsaw has now left the building, it looks like, unfortunately. Right, with that battle for the lead done. Let's not say done. Let's have a look down the rest of the grid. There is a Saraville. Oh god, this is going to get messy now. I'm looking for 14. There we go. Porsche teammates? It doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, Porsche teammates fighting together. 14th and 15th. 192 and 194 cars. I hope so. I hope we get a shake-up in the next, because that's the whole point of driver changes. I want to see that 12-second gap in front of Pookie to disappear. That's what I want to see. No offense, but that's what we want to see, isn't it, really? And the 92, no, the 192 comes into the pits from 14th position, and that is going to be for a driver change. What else have we got around the grid? Not a lot. Not a lot. I don't see a lot. There are some split times going on there. Wow. It was Goldsaw and Saklari. Saklari now dropping back to 1.7 seconds, so that lead is just about cemented now. Hopefully Goldsaw will just jump out of the car the next lap and let someone with an actual steering wheel take over. Hey? Ripper now with a 16-second gap between himself and the two Porsches up front. absolute madness. And the 192 comes out with Santoro at the wheel. That's not a bad name. We like that name. Looks like just behind Vestergaard. Yep. Hitchcock and Vestergaard reasonably close. That bright yellow, green, luminous, glow in the dark. I wish it did actually glow in the dark. That would be cool. Aston Martin. Now Santoro gets into his first racing laps. We see how his pace compares. So, 30 seconds. We'll go get a position check. Probably do after a half hour, shouldn't I? No Fortnite skins. Why? What's wrong with skins? I've got to be honest, I've always wanted a luminous pink livery. I think that would be cool. Oh no, wait. Porsche already did that. That is our 2-hour mark. So, on that note, in first position... Wait a second. What happened? No. Why is Seclari in first again? Did you... Ah, he's pitted. That's why. No, I didn't actually mean that gold saw. Didn't mean you needed to pit, but, you know, sure. Time was up. We are now looking at... We're going to have a flurry of pit stops and entirely new names that I need to learn to jump into the cars. Oh, god damn it. There we go. Right. We'll settle on that. Dave and Cascato. My London coming out there. Looking very nice positions. Right, let's run down the times as Seclari has retaken the lead with Ripper dropping in the... with Goldsaw dropping into the pits. And Ripper has taken second place and Zero in third. Goldsaw now sitting in fourth. The pit change not quite happening yet, but it will be either Prenter or Cryptic jumping into that fourth place. Porker momentarily. Andretti has now just jumped up to fourth with the Goldsaw car still in the pits. And Cryptic is going to be the one jumping in fifth place. It leaves the pits. Carsten is in sixth place. Jay Smith is now all the way up to seventh in the Bentley Continental. The two British marks huddling closely in the upper echelons of the top 10 as he drops down to 8th. God damn it. So, Misofi has taken over from Pookie in the R8 LMS. 7th place will be Misgorn, who's taken over from ALX. Carsten is still in the car, but will soon have to be changing. Jay Smith, currently in 9th, but has not pitted. Getvan, still in the car in 10th. Chorus in 11th. Elias 12th. MKS Graphics has taken... It's all changed again. Great. Vestergaard, Mendez, Carsten is dropping down. Jay Smith must have jumped into... Nope. Into 12th. Getvan in 13th. 14th Chorus. 15th Elias. 16th Hitchcock. Santoro in 17th. 18th Drakfist has taken over from Nordqvist. Stuanangle for F. Fanny in 20th. Flange in 21st. Pacola has taken over from Klaus, I believe. Ericsson in 23rd. 24th is Cascatao, whom we are watching, and for the rest of it I need to do it from this angle. So Dave is in the 73 Merc, then Vela, in the 11 Ferrari, Flores, or Raimondi, as they've just had the driver change. And Sanchez bring up the rear in the number 8 AMG. So with all of that shuffled, how do we look? So numbers obviously to keep track of here are the car numbers as opposed to the names. So the 191 with a new driver has regained the lead. So how that has happened, I do not know, but sure. Ambrosi has a 2.6 second. Ah, they don't tell me they've broken. Ambrosi is got a 2.6 second gap back to Cryptic from Mesoffi in the 333 and the 666 Ferrari of JK. Very good naming scheme there. The Lexus 514 is still stalwart in 5th with a new driver as well, and we are looking, they've got 20 seconds left to make their pit stop, so if there are any drivers out there still, you're gonna have to get in quick, lads. Smith is in the pits, last of the late stoppers, is going to drop. Dirk being attentive as usual. Driver swaps are deleting all laps done when changing drivers. Oh no! No. They're still good here. I could really do with like having a like being able to scroll or move up. That would be nice. Anyway. Look at the... I can't look at the bottom. That's the problem. I can't look at the bottom on the timing screens. Oh, 31 and 32 laps. Oh, fantastic. Oh, brilliant. It looks as though they're having fun down the bottom end of the grid. Another just retired, yeah. Oh, that's a shame. I really feel for them. So the 193 and the... Come on. The number 8 of Sanchez and the 193 of Raimondi. And Vela, it looks like as well, has just fallen off the timing screens. Oh, no, it's Yativ now. So the timing screen's not playing very nicely at all. Okay, good to know. I'm just going to give them a couple of minutes to settle down. Maybe they'll work. It would be nice. Lovely bit of squinting tyres there from our race leader. And how do the split times look now? Good grief, right. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare to work with. Sanchez and Raimondi Yeah, so far, the 28 has made it from 28th from 32nd to 12th. That's great going. And even with a different driver, the pace is still there. I really do wish that I could just click on the cars. That would be amazing. There we go. And they're not done yet. 14 seconds back from Van der Velde. It's only going to be a matter of time. And yes, as stated prior, if anybody does wish to chat or have a review of their stints, now that some of the drivers have actually finished their stints. Oh, 466 has got a drive through for ignoring stint time. Sorry, just trying to catch up on what the text chat's going on. N70? Who is N? Oh, number 70. Put a hash instead of N. F Fanny. Why did I do that? In 16th position in the Porsche. Is this the car you're meaning, Neen? I know. I'm sorry. I walked straight into that as well. I'm not even on autopilot. I'm just like, oh yeah, all of these names make sense. I do love JK though. I want to know who JK is. And that they're in a 666 Ferrari as well, and JK is actually a massive fan of Ferraris. I like that. That's really cool. That's really clever. Right, how are we looking for gaps though in the top 10, should we say? So there's a gap, there's a tiny gap between 5th and 6th, if the driver tracker will actually let me get to it. Ah, pink Porsche. Cool. Someone fulfilled my wish already. I'm happy now. .6 for the 98 Audi to T Dopey in front. Yeah, well played. Is that pink? Oh, come on. Yeah, no. Raimondi is in the 193 and is 32 laps down apparently. That is heartbreaking. That is absolutely heartbreaking for that team. RLM boys really don't deserve that. You can see by their pace they should absolutely be up with the leading pack. Let me get that cursor back. There we go, right. The gap's coming down slowly. There's not a lot of space in between those two cars. The Lexus RCF might well be losing a position here. Coming down on some missile straight now. I'm going to jump inside because seeing... Oh, is that all the camera views we have for the Audi? Lovely and close there. Are they going to be able to make the move coming down into Signa? Not quite. Stab of the brakes to get into the apex. The Lexus runs wide and late. And does it again. The Audi goes down the inside. Looks like Dopey is not quite having the best of times with that car, but they are running in a similar team, if not the same teams. GC Racing and GC Racing OD. What's happening now, CC General Chat? Drive through for track limits for the 777 of Flak. Now. Let's go, Ambrosi. Yeah, that's a 3.7 second give or take for the leader now. Yet again, Porsche reigns supreme at Paul Ricard. A little bit more cut and dry, it seems, than real life racing. But in this series, those Porsches really are quite bulletproof. Ah, this screen might be slightly more intuitive. Yeah, there we go. That's slightly more intuitive to use on a for trying to find cars. Maybe, if we're lucky. Yeah, cool. We can make that work. It seems to be... So the Lexus is now falling back slightly, but the two teammates can use each other to drag themselves up that 6-second gap to JK. Did I see? Yeah, I did. So that's Flak through taking a drive-through, which apparently was not incurred legitimately. Just the game being bugged. So unfortunate for the 777 team, but playing the game by the rules that it sets out. How are we looking on track? I did see a 0.3 for that 9th place car. There we go. Nose to tail for 3 Aston Martins in a row. The 84 and 83 cars finally catching up to the 59. And yet again we're seeing different setups play out differently. As the Aston Martins come flying through Signa. In the second half of this lap, which is a beautiful flowing section. Cars are starting to get quite spread out now. The 69 and 777 are quite close. And we have Dragfist and the 70 car nose to tail as well. Now, different drivers, perhaps better suited to the cars. Drive through for the number 8 car for track limits. Don't blame them really. The game has already bugged out on them once. Lovely kicker oversteer. Under braking for Dragfist there. Brake bias just a little bit too far back. It's okay. Caught it all up. Got it into the apex. Everything was fine. I'm absolutely sure that given the resurfaced nature of this track now, with it being so smooth, coming out onto this Mistral straight must be an absolute dream for these guys. 1 second. We're heading down towards 9 o'clock now, and it doesn't look to be getting dark anytime soon. I do hope that we do get to proper darkness, because I would love to jump on for a lap. Whoa, massive moment there for the 08 Mercedes. A load of laps down, but nonetheless, it's just have a very quick replay of that. Hey, missed the apex and massive sideways moment. It's absolutely fine. All gathered up, everything was fine, but now I drive through for track limits. Thanks, game. Is the 28 making moves again? No. The way some people talk in Discord is interesting. Right, how are we doing? How are we doing now with oh, MKS Graphics is having a time of it. Where has he gone? Alex seems to be back in the car. From... No. Nope, he's gone. There you go. That's better. Oh, so is that the starting car? Working out these timing screens is a nightmare, it appears. 83 and 84, running around line of stern. The 98's trying to get out of the way. He's going to come into the pits now. Yes, it looks like. We're going to lose 2 places before they've even made the pit line. and into the pits. Oh, no, 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 no. There we go. Into the pit box. There we go. Cool, well done. I'm looking for the 83 car. There we go. 83, 83, 80, 80, 83, 83, 83, 80, 80, 83. There we go. Watch these two teammates run around together. Not that I have anything against Aston Martins. Yeah, where's the 28? P8. And according to the split times, Beck, I don't know what's going on here. The 28 has gotten past, there we go, it's actually like worked itself out now. For some reason the numbers were all over the place there. Has Beck changed cut? Is that a new driver in the 28 as well? I think that is their third driver. They're making some interesting switches. Chasing down the 59. Previous sector was a 1.176 gap, and I can guarantee you it is not that now. It has come down by 2/3. Awesome. There's now 8th place for the Lamborghini. And looking down the inside, you have to remember this is for position, so they can't just drive past the 59. They might be able to just drive past the 59, but they have to respect and give each other room and all of that racing etiquette thing. Keeping a tighter line, the Aston comes across back towards the apex and now out onto the Mistral straight. Is that Lamborghini going to have the downforce? Or is he going to have the straight line speed to be able to get past the Aston? Or is the Aston going to pull a length or two on it? If it isn't, 191 getting a drive through for ignoring stint time apparently. So Lamborghini does not have the straight line speed, but does have the cornering ability coming through this third sector. We look at them from the helicopter cam now, separated by half a car length, if that. The 28 goes wide as the 59 blocks coming down into the final two corners. .191 has got a drive through apparently. It looks as though the server is not quite having the best of times. Meanwhile, it's going off in Discord. Fucking hell. Team, yeah. If you do have any suggestions for team of the day, driver of the day, etc., hey Voodoo. Yeah, feel free to throw them at me as well. I don't know if I can do polls. Give me a second. No, actually, no. A poll would be useless. It would have 32 options and it would be incomprehensible. Back to track. The 28 car now has about an A4 sheet of paper between himself and... There we go. Set 2 is so much better. Mistral straight. Doesn't have the straight line speed. Getting back into the slipstream of the 59, trying to get that overlap, but it's not going to happen. The 59 is just too quick in a straight line. And the 28 car is, yeah, race control will probably clear it. It's just that the server is not having fun. If you look in Discord, you can see there's an ongoing chat about it. It's fine. Looks to the outside. Again, same as before. So much more downforce on that Lamborghini. Takes a much later apex, gets the throttle down earlier, keeps the gaps stable to the Aston Martin, but he's going to need to find a way through if he's going to make any more progress. .28 has got the overlap now. Oh, not quite. Oh, I just said that way too soon. They look side by side. Halfway through the race, says the pop-up. And there are penalties galore going off because the 191 is bugged. For what it's worth, they are being manually cleared, but they're just coming straight back. So there is something seriously wrong with whatever's going on. That's a fairly intensive, yeah, it's a fairly intensive little thing. Oh, touch and go for both these drivers. And who is it that's behind them? That is the 9th place car as well, who is joining the party. Van der Velde in the Audi R8 22 car. We now have a 3-car train behind this 59 Aston. And does the Lambo have the pace? Maybe there's a look there. Just starting to go a little bit dimmer with the lighting at the track now. And that is the fight given up. The 59 jumping out of the way, had enough of the pressure. Let's have a quick look at that again. As we'll see, just the slightest twitch. Missed the apex, and that's both cars gone straight through. And that is now 7th position. 7th position. From 32nd on the grid. This 28 Lamborghini is on fire. Thankfully, not literally. Although I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere in there is a small fire that's giving them like extra thrust out of the exhaust or something. So we're ignoring that drive through for the time being on the 191. Unfortunately, that's just something that, that's something we're going to have to live with for the time being. But Ambrosi still doing an absolutely glorious job out the front there. Oh, Tom is team manager for 8384. Your boys are doing a lovely job there. We've had some eyes on them for a while now. Although the 83 car has just been split from the pack by the 192. Unfortunately. Yeah, that's no. What we are going to have, what we are having to do is we have an admin on the server that's clearing the drive-through every 2 laps. Hopefully it's linked to the driver as opposed to the team itself. But yeah, we can only hope. And now 22 cars. So, oh, good grief. So Beck, yep, in the 7th. Currently is that 28 Lambo. Next on his hit list, there is no traffic between himself and MKS Graphics in the 456 Porsche. But they're all pretty much static at this point. Even the Aston Martin has picked up the pace. But Thom, your boys are currently 10th and 12th. And having a lovely steady race there. The 84 still has the cushion of the 991 car between himself and the 192. Massive lockup it sounded like for the 991 there. I wouldn't have done him any good whatsoever. .991 trying to unlap himself from the 84. Not for position. There's no reason for the 84 to fight this, and he doesn't. Just slightly letting off the throttle, letting the Porsche past. That is 1 unlap. I thought for a wonderful second there the 191 had lost its drive-through, but no. But Beck has closed down the 456 Porsche in 6th place from 1.4 seconds to 2/10 in a sector. And that Audi, that 22 Audi, is following in hot pursuit. Sister cars, kind of, the Audi and the Lambo. Oh, 28 turning into the 456. That wasn't good to see. That one rejoined though. Avoiding action taken. Everything as it was. Good to see as well. Hopefully no damage has been sustained, or no serious damage either way. And there's now a drive-through for 83 as well for ignoring drive time. What a massive kick under braking for the 83. The Porsche missed the apex entirely, perhaps giving up to the pressure of the Lamborghini behind. Lets both the Lambo and the Audi through. And that will be 6th place for the Lamborghini, the 28 Lamborghini. Next on the hit list, is going to be T Dopey in the Lexus, the venerable Lexus. I think the Porsche had kind of given up the position and just wanted to have a bit of have a clean race. And the 84 or 83, 1 2, 83 comes out the pits after serving a drive-through. Yeah, P6 for the 28 now. Now we're starting to get to real racing hours. The sun's starting to set over the west. And as we pummel down the Mistral Straight, the tyre debris building up on the side of the track, which has become a staple of modern racing, unfortunately. And keep an eye out on this 28 car, as the 59, I'm slow on these splits. The 59 has got had a tiny gap down the straight up to the MKS graphics car. It looks like the 28 car is actually dragging the rest of the field up with him. Backs out a bit now. Jump back on with the 28. See how the split time has come down to the Lexus in front. Oh, come on, where's the sector 2 time? Come on! Gap can't be that bad. Oh, that's an enormous gap for the 28 to overcome. We're starting to have problems here now. Ooh dear. I'm really glad that those times reset. That was exactly what I wanted. As the 28 comes across the line, a 32-second gap is all that separates 28th from the lead. And J-Beck's sector time is not working, so you know we'll have to work it out from the total time, but we're looking at roughly about 16-second gap between Dopey and Beck. The gap from Ambrosi to Cryptic, however, in the lead, has remained very stable at 4.9 seconds or so. Really good consistency from both those top drivers. Misofi, somewhere between 4 and 9 seconds. That split time is bogus. Server is not having a good time, it looks like, unfortunately. This driver tracker seems to be more useful than anything else. .333 is just not happy in the slightest. The 32 seconds was the 28's gap to the lead. Let's see if that has come down. Now that would be much more interesting. No, it remains static. So the progress to the Lexus has been halted, it looks like. And that is going to be a rather large gap to have to overcome regardless. Massive moment I heard there. Don't know what that was. How are the 83 and 84 cars? 83 with a drive-through dropped from what would have been 12th to 22nd. That's how competitive this field is. A drive-through penalty can drop you 10 places. Madness. So Ambrosi, this is your leader. I think he's got his indicator on. He has his indicator on. Yeah, Ambrosi, you're a great driver and all, but you don't need your indicator on. Second is that lovely number 3 car. And then third is the 333 Audi. Audi, not Ferrari. It's the 666 that's a Ferrari. Monstrous gap there. And then so many cars here between 4th and 3rd. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. They're all starting to get a little bit spread out. Smith in the, what is it, 90... 905? 905. 905 is what I'm looking for. There we go. Starting to put pressure on the Porsche in front of Hitchcock. Ooh, a lot of pressure there, actually. Actually, speaking of, now it's starting to get dark, so now is a perfect time to go for an onboard. Again with the turbo-sounding Bentley. Down into turn 1. Let me get the track back up so I can tell you this is the Estella Verrier. Yeah. All the way falling down the hill, about as downhill as this gets, into the braking section of Hotel. And then Virage du Camp, left, right, down here, and then the opening radius right-hander of Virage de la Saint-Bon. I hope I'm saying that right, I'm really sorry to any French viewers. And up this lovely kink and onto the Mistral Straight. If I remember correctly, about the same length as the Fiji Straight. I think it's a mile. Something like that. just that kick of turbo from the Bentley as it reaches its VMAX. Braking at 75 meters, just a dab on the brakes as they go through Signa. Running as wide as you dare, trying to avoid those markers on the outside. On the brakes down into Buisson. A double apex. Tightening right-hander. And open up the steering and back onto the brakes for Virage de Bendel. That might be wrong on my track map. On this nice progressive right-hander. As we come down into Delator, and then the last very tight right-hander at Dupont, and that is a driver's view of Circuit Paul Ricard. Perhaps one of the better designed tracks of recent years. The glow from the exhaust as well on that Bentley, misleading us all with the number on the grille. Shame they don't change that. That would be really nice. Drive through now for the 312. Don't know if that is one of the drive time penalties that we're going to be waiting for to be cleared. The 852 has got one as well, and it's starting to become more numerous. 22 and the 28 still not stuck together anymore, as they have been for quite a portion of this race. But close enough that they can absolutely use each other's momentum. Have a look at the 28 in 6th. Now 11 seconds, that seems wrong. Yeah. Three cars together. We've got the 312 Aston Martin, the 84 and the 70 Porsche. Porsche getting right in the slipstream of that Aston Martin, the lower downforce allowing it past with ease. But does the Aston Martin have the legs in the top speed? That is the question that remains to be seen. Closing, but not enough. Not enough for the Aston Martin. And now the 70 Porsche needs to make hay while the sun doesn't shine. And the Aston in front pits of the 312. This will probably be their final driver change, but a bit early. If that is their final driver change, they may have hit it a lap early. Don't know. That's a difficult one. One more lap would have cemented it for them, but that may come back to... Oh no, it's a drive-through. Is that a drive-through? Yeah, that was a drive-through. Okay, cool. Fine. That didn't come up on my screen, I think. That pink 193 Porsche, despite being 31 laps down, still absolutely trying to keep it going. Kudos to that Porsche team. RLM, oh, Racing Line Motorsport, absolutely the most, like, congrats to them, because they have done what shouldn't have been done, really. They're 32 laps down. They had a bug in the server, which wiped all of their times, and they had to start from zero with 30 laps to go, with 30 laps behind. But they have still soldiered on and done an absolutely fantastic job. And still putting in brilliant pace as well. Actually, where's their pace? No, useless. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think we've had a single... Actually, I don't think we've had a single retirement. We started with 32 cars. Oh, that's pits. That is pits for the 71. That really scared me for a second. I thought that they had run out of something anyway. There's now Ericsson in the 69 BMW. Ah, the one with red wheels. Yeah, correct choice. Nice stable weather we've had here as well. No cloud, no sunspots, no rain to throw the drivers off. Just enough to keep the tyres warm. Ambrosi now taking that gap down from almost 5 seconds to only 3. It looks like the gaps have predominantly stabilized. Fourth place car of Guernsey is running 12 seconds behind the third place Audi, now back in the hands of Pookie. Or was that just their starting driver? No, Masofi, it still is. And the 666 jumping into the pits. Pookie also in the pits, so now only a couple of seconds separates them. Pookie leaves the pits. And the 193 comes down the tail one. Just the reason why I needed someone to come with me. 192, however, in 15th has got all of the competition around him. 10 seconds in front and 6 tenths behind is the 614. Pit stops shuffling the grid. Yeah, we're absolutely going to see some position changes through the next few laps, and it's going to make life trying to track the cars even harder. Just stick with this battle for the time being, and we'll minimise that a bit so we can see. And that is a change for position. The Aston Martin overhauling the Porsche. with an hour to go. I don't know, with an hour to go, I'm actually going to get it right this time. And pit stops ensuing, so these positions may well change in the next few laps, but I'm going to give it to you as I see them. In first position is Ambrosi, which will soon change and have to switch back to Seclari. Goldsaw is back in the number 3 Porsche in second. Dopey is in third in the Lexus. J-Beck has a 16-second gap or so to overhaul in the Huracan GT3. Pookie and Vandervelde are in 5th and 6th with their Audi AOR8s. An AMR V8 GT3 is in 7th with Pitkanen at the wheel. Ganescu in the 488 GT3 is in 8th. Mattiasi in a V8 Vantage is in 9th. Hitchcock and Coudon will settle with that for the time being in 2 Porsches. Then Menderes in an Aston Martin. Rampazzo in a 911 GT3. Ericsson in an M6 GT3 in 16th. Snajdan in the 911. 991. Alright. Gnarly will be in the Continental GT3 in 18th. 19th will be Murillo. And then Capico, Nikolai. That change just having happened just now in the pits in 21st. That's your 19 to 21. 22 is Nelts in the 911 GT3. Timo in an AMG GT3. ALX has jumped back into the car, it seems, in the Audi R8 LMS. In 24th position, and then I have to go all the way back here and get, I think it's this way. No, it's not that way. So this is a nightmare. Andrex UK is in the number 13 Audi in 26th. Nikolai in 24th. 27th is Novak in the Nissan GTR. Roert, I believe a new driver as well, in the 852 Audi in 28th. Absmeiser, sorry, in the 41 Porsche in 29th. Yativ in the 11 Ferrari. Raimondi in the 193. And Kostic with minus 60 laps as the game is obviously bugged out, and a spin for the 852. Roert jumping into the car at night, the first time it looks like. Looks like he's learning the hard way how to drive Paul Ricard. And Goldsaw has immediately made it to the top of the timing tables with Seclari behind with a 0.9 second gap. The lower downforce still working even in these lower temperatures and higher pressures. So we're into our final our final hour basically of racing, and the gap between second and third is just monstrous. I hope beyond hopes that the rest of the race is, well, as tight as it has been so far. I hope beyond hopes that at some point I might actually be able to scroll down the driving order. Pookie in third has a 6-second gap back to Vandervelde. And Lexus is 21 seconds back from there. But the Ferrari, the 666 of Guineassu, I'm not even going to try, is only 2.2 seconds back. If Guineassu gets his their finger out, and starts putting in some times, there is a position to be made there, absolutely, for the Ferrari there. And it will be target acquired as well. 1.7 seconds from 2.2, the last sector. That is a 0.4 of a second gap for the 666 Ferrari. GC Racing putting their hot foot in for the end of the race. But they are teammates, running different cars. Thanks for making my life difficult. But to run down to Mattiasi in the 312. Jumping into the pits now. The last of the late stoppers, I think, is what we call that. But to find the 9th place car, we have to go... No, not that far back. This might be a position loss for the 312. We just need to wait for it. Oh, it's not going to show up because it's live timing screens. Oh, don't. I need to jump on Daytona after I've done this, so I'm just going to get a lesson from the pros in a minute for how to cast. Please give me an update on Daytona, because I can't do that. And now the beauty of Paul Ricard shines through. The darkness has fully engulfed the track, and the only sources of light are the headlights and the occasional spotlights that you get down the Mistral Straight so that you don't get entirely lost. The Garage 59 Aston Martin. 32 seconds back from the 28 now. The 28 has actually lost positions to the 28 has lost a position to the... no. Sorry. There we go. I was right first time. So what has happened? What's happened with the 28 that has meant that it's now dropped 50? Oh no, there we go. Drive-through for the 22. I didn't see that pop up. What's the drive-through for? Or 21 car is for track limits. Nordqvist has been running around a bit too wide, or too tight. And at Daytona, the Corvette has thrown it off the track and is now in 7th from 2nd. Cool. The 21 car got one for track limits, but apparently got pushed off by another car. So V. Linda in the 28, the last of the number 28 drivers to grace the steering wheel and seat of the Lamborghini. Apparently a 33-second gap back from the 333 Ferrari. See how legitimate that is when he gets around to the set. It looks about right. We'll call that about right. Well, the 22 car is, yeah, still got the 852 we know about. That's fine. That's just the driver time bug. Goldsaw now walking away in a manner which is not acceptable. 8 seconds the gap now. 66 laps complete, 49 minutes to go. Seclari now very firmly in second position, but if we have a look, third place is just nowhere. The 22 car, oh no, that's 22nd position. We're looking for third. That is S0 here in the Lexus, who has a sizable advantage, well, a 3.5 second advantage over Guinness-U. Let's drive a stint time for the 22. I see. 22 is getting the bug that the 191 was getting in the last stint. Great to see. I tell you what. Let us find our first place driver and see where they are on track. They're in the they're just coming up onto the Mistral straight now. I tell you what then. Let's jump on board with the Porsche. There we go. And now let's see what kind of apex speeds and how fast this Porsche takes all of the corners compared to the others. So through Busan is about normal, but that just so late through the second half of Busan, turning in so sharply at the end. Down the gears now through DuPont. Back onto the throttle, lovely and clean and neat. Now hauling out the anchor through to turn 1. A little hesitancy going through there. Absolutely not all conquering this Porsche yet. But trying to get past lap traffic. Always a challenge when you're in the twisty stuff. Just so calm and collected. Yep, the apex speeds on those Porsches are just ridiculous. The apex speeds on Porsches normally are ridiculous. But this is an exception. It really is. As the Porsche runs wide, so wide. Lets the 195, I think it was, back through. They went so wide. Number, what was it? I think 12 position, or number 12? Position 12. Is who I was looking for. That's an indication of a battle. The 21 has got in front of the 70. Just missed that, unfortunately. But it's obviously done in the latter half of the Mistral Straight. If not the final sector, and the 70 has not had enough yet. No, Seclari hasn't been serving the drive-through. Goldsaw, I think, overtook them while they were in the pits. It was only a 3-second gap, and with the pace that Goldsaw has, he was in the car about 3 or 4 laps before Seclari pitted. Who was in the car before? Ambrosi pitted. Yeah. 41 has got a drive through for track limits. That is a costly mistake. Hitchcock losing himself about 20 seconds. Shooter 80 now jumping into the 69 BMW as well. A name that you should all be familiar with. Yes, okay, I only very briefly looked at it because we were watching the 28. It's Goldsaw's second stint, yeah. Because obviously he opened the race. I think... No, they do have 3 drivers. So Prenta hasn't had a drive? I remember seeing Cryptic, I don't remember seeing Prenta. Ah, Mr. BMW, yes, yeah. These split times are annoying. Alright, yeah, sorry, no. Ooh. Car 11 has had a stop-go 30 seconds of speeding in the pit lane. And a drive-through for the 456, I think that was 456. Oh no, a massively costly mistake for the 456 Porsche. Oh, okay, Goldsall did. Okay. It's not legit a joke yet. We're still driving. We haven't had flying cars, and we haven't had like any number of other things. So, good on going for the drive-through straight away and losing a position to Chinapi, by the looks of it. Nordqvist coming across the line now is going to take a position as well. Rampazzo is going to take a position as well. Oh, for goodness sake. Does that mean you are minus how many? Oh yeah, Enslim, which was yours? I can't see because I can't get to the bottom half of the timing screen. So we're currently looking at Caustic in the 68 Ferrari, Romani in the 195, both having some awful bug issues. What else is going on in the world? So Kudot not dissuaded by his drive-through. And has been dropped right back into the thick of it, with surrounded by 4 cars and one absolutely eager Aston Martin trying to take a position away from him. This really is the ground of the Aston Martins and the Porsches. From 8th down to 14th, that's all you've got. Four, 5, 6 goes wide, Aston Martin goes underneath. And Gudon has the place. There's 2 Aston Martins side by side in the background. And that'll be the position changed. Oh, Chinappy. Chinappy? Oh, Knappy, sorry. Wait, who's Knappy? All the names have changed. Oh, Knappy, there. In the 192. Yeah, we can have a look at the 421 if I can find the damn thing on this driver tracker. 421, 421 is a Porsche who's running around in 28th at the moment. Not sure, so their last lap was 156, so they're on pace with the leaders. Is the White Rabbit Racing team. Best was a 155.665. You can see it on the screen. Absmeyer's are at the wheel at the moment. Absmeyer. I've got Jaeger on the brain. That's what it is. Coming down the Mistral straight. Tap of the brakes. Coming up. Get that turn in. Tiniest bit of off throttle oversteer of the Porsche, quickly corrected. P5 for the 28 Lambo. It's all over the place, isn't it? As we need to jump back to the 28 Lambo. Has that been done through pits then? Vierlinder, 5th place now. 22 still behind, the 59 still behind that, the 192 still there. So who have we lost? The 333 has gone missing. The 333 is in 15th. What's happened there? That's an enormous drop off from the Audi. That's now 5th place from 32nd for the Lamborghini team. If they had been further up the grid, who knows what they would have achieved. This could have been a Lamborghini day, if not for the qualifying. Did they even set? I don't think they even set a time. And now only 3.4 seconds separate them from the 666 Ferrari. That is all you need, I think. As an Aston comes out in the background. Who was that? 21 has dropped right down for Nordqvist. That might well be a driver change with 32 minutes to go. 666 now. Looks to be about stable. But more importantly, the Lexus is holding fast in 3rd. The best of the rest behind those two stupidly fast Porsches is a Lexus. Just trying to get an accurate time on what the gap is to this 28 and the 666 car. I'll tell you what, it's going to be quicker if I just do this. Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Mazda, Porsche. Ooh. Ooh, that's cool. So Chorus in the 28 car is running just behind Ciclari in 2nd. On track, which is awesome. That's fantastic. That's the kind of pace you want to be keeping. But that also means if Chorus can keep up with Ciclari, that's the pace that the Hey now, the Lexus doesn't suck generally. It's just not a very popular car. Chorus, the gap to, what are we looking for, 4th now, is just impossible to so we're looking at around 50 seconds at a guess. Because I have to guess. The 333 Audi, all on his own at the moment. Next car to target acquire, 154.9. That's the fastest lap of the race for Pookie there. Vets probably fell off a cliff or blew up an engine. They're using flat plane cranks now. So is it? Yeah, there's only it's a 2.5 second gap now. This 333 Audi is not done yet. It's going to be aiming for top 10 with 28 minutes to go. It's very much doable, maybe even top 8? At a push, if he keeps this rate up, I think... 8th, sorry. 9th. 8th might be out of reach, but Pookie seems to just about have the pace here. 154.9. We need to start comparing that to some of the other times that have been coming around. Speaking of, what's our fastest car got as its fastest lap time? 155.9. So that is, I do believe, I'm going to just scroll through here because this is the only way I know how to do this. I'm pretty sure. Yep. That 333 Audi of Istvan Pookie. Probably got that wrong. I'm really sorry. Yep. Absolutely. The fastest lap and almost matched it. 154.9 the last lap round. Absolutely astonishing lap times coming out of this 333 Audi. And is going to throw it up the inside of whatever Ferrari that was, the 666. Drive through for track limits for the 333. Someone's been cutting corners, that explains why he's been so quick. Surely that would be a time disallowed. Yeah. Pookie must be cursing in his helmet right now. '70 car going very, very wide on the later entrance to Bissell. And Andrex running around in Audi. I'm making no comments whatsoever about his relationship to Audis. What do we have going on track? We've got, hang on. So, here we go. This is going to be our closest race, I think, between the 59 and the 192. The car in front here is going to be a lap down. Avoiding action being taken by the 59. So, Knappy in the 192 looking for a way past that 59, but I think 59's just taken that place. Traffic. Or has the 73 actually survived a penalty clearing? It looks like they may have. 22, however, did not. That's a 3-second in arrears. The Porsche's getting closer. Are they going to make a dive into the first corner? No, they aren't. What has been happening? What, you haven't been on here for a while in the context of the race, Max Cotton, or like you haven't been on AOR for a few months. When did it jump on number 3 car? Who told you to do that? I was quite happy looking at my little battle we were having. 6, 7, 8, 9. Where are they gone? Ah, gotcha. Okay, so with AOR we've had, obviously there's races basically going on every night. We've had the conclusion of Project Cars GT3 League and a couple of other leagues that have been filling in the time in between. We're currently planning whatever the next series of GT3 is going to be, as well as an endurance league, and with Assetto Corsa Competizione adding their drivers changing and the like. We've got a full simulated 3-hour endurance with driver changes, stint times, like a proper blank pun race. There we go. ACCS 3 sign-ups are open. There we go for the league. I should probably do that. Oh no, I can't do that. I'm commentating it. That's a shame. You'll have to not witness my driving. Don't witness my drawing either. That's just as bad. The gaps. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Whoa! Someone jumped in the pits and has just fallen away from the timing there. So, Gevan and Fanny in the 312 and 70 have been stuck together for quite a while. Porsche versus Aston, and it's about as close as you're going to get. And the slipstream is going to be the thing that wins this, if anything. Porsche's going to stay to the right because it has to. Aston Martin's going to go to the left because there's a Porsche in its way. Side by side coming down towards Signa. Squeezing side by side. Who's going to get the apex? It's going to be the Aston Martin. The 312 is going to make it past. Both running super wide on the exit, coming down into Busan now. What's an SG30? Oh, stop go 30. For speeding the pit lane, most likely, for the 127. (13) now getting a stint time penalty. And the Porsche is falling away now that the Aston Martin's passed. 20 minutes to go. Pit stops going on, apparently. And the grid is looking quite spread out, I would suggest. 666 in 4th place, sitting 3.3 seconds behind 0, with 312 Aston Martin between them. There's still time for those positions to change. The gap to the first 2 Porsches is just unreal, though. Ciclari managing to keep the gap at around 8 seconds to Gold Saw, but those two are having lonely races. try and find the 16th place car. There we go. There we go. That's what I was looking for before. Porsche, Audi, Aston Martin, all battling it out. 130 sign-ups. That's going to be a tier 3 or 4, surely. I'm suddenly regretting volunteering to commentate. That's going to be so many cars to keep track of. .13 getting a stint time warning again. 5 tiers. Good grief. Can I rescind my previous volunteering to commentate because I want in on that? Oh man. No. It'd be cooler to. It would be cool to have more people getting showcased. That's mad. That's so crazy. It's brilliant to see though. 21 having to go defensive with the 98 right on its bumper. This is a fight for position. The 41 is in on this as well. Yeah, no, you do have me nailed down for comms. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't. Oh, you see, now you distracted me. Audi trying to jump up the inside of the 21 car is not having it though, going for the apex anyway. Around the outside, 98 is not going to have it. Giving the Aston just the tiniest bit of breathing space to be able to focus on that Porsche in front. I'm glad that I'm good at something when it comes to cars. I'm very good at talking about cars. Driving, yeah. Mistral straight. I still want to come and drive Paul Ricard. It's such a fantastic track. In the darkness, it just looks even better. Oh, actually, what are the internal views like on the Aston? We've got that one, that one. Oh, there we go. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Let's observe as Nordqvist attempts to defend from an Audi and attack a Porsche. 0.6 seconds in arrears coming down into Basalt. Do I have any apartments on your name? Oh, yeah. Oh, good grief. Yeah. You have my DNA sample. When did you get that? Because I think I was asleep at the time. How drunk was I? Going down to the last 2 corners. Aston Martin out braking himself massively and down into DuPont. He's getting greedy. You can see that timer ticking down at the top, the same as we can on his HUD. There's 15 minutes to go, and there's a position to be had there. Under braking, there is a Porsche on our bumper. I don't know why the mirror is facing this way, but I'm not going to complain. Going as wide as he dares, a massive amount of braking. That Audi is very, very good on the brakes, but has to play second fiddle to the Aston through this tight complex of corners. And then when it comes to the straight, the Audi just does not have the straight line speed. The Porsche gets all sideways coming out onto the Mistral straight and gifts the position to Nordqvist here. That is all the way up to 14th. Let me... No. Yes, we love the passenger rear view mirror. It's okay, it's a monitor, that's what it is. It's actually a monitor. Let me just... No. What I wanted to do was... Go there, go to Hitchcock in the Porker there, and then go to replay, which unfortunately I still don't have a cutscene for, but that's fine. Coming around onto the Mistral straight, he's going to go slightly too tight. He's going to run across the rumble strips, and that's going to take all the grip away from his outside tyres, and that's all that was needed. The tiniest of slip-ups, just turning in slightly too early. Absolutely heartbreaking when you've been working that hard for so long. "28 cars still in 5th. No. I kind of clocked that as they were going around the corner. It's like, he looked too tight. But I was multitasking. Okay, so what do we have going on track now? This driver tracker is so much more useful. Dear God. So the Audi has gone past the 21 car. So that must have happened in the latter stages of the lap, which we've missed because we were looking at the replay of a massive moment for the Porsche. Nah. I mean, I can go back and find it if you want. Tyre wear, maybe? That 21 car is not looking as stable as it was before. Just the tiniest of wiggles giving away that the tyres are not quite as happy as they were before. Either that or Nicholas has got shook by the fact that a Porsche nearly spun out in front of him. Porsches struggle with low fuel. Oh, it's fuel pickup. Isn't it? When they're up on the banking, the fuel drains to the lower half of the tank and it can't pick up. I'm pretty sure that's... yeah. Or is it stability that they're struggling with? So, Nordqvist, having been gifted a position by Hitchcock throwing his Porsche at the scenery, has lost to the 98 Audi. And so, positions remain the same. But the Audi 2 seems to be pulling away. As we've seen so often this race, the Audi is so good through the twisties and just lacks the straight line speed. Oh, okay. Wow, okay. That's some soft suspension, wow. Oh, crop's been disconnected. How are we looking now then? We just need to find, what we need to do is find a gaggle of cars kind of like that. Car in the pits, number 60 Aston is in the pits for, it doesn't look like... Don't know if that's remedial, if it's routine, or if it's a penalty. It's a Garage 59 one. We'll keep an eye on that as we look for another couple of cars which actually are grouped together. The 905 and the 70 are relatively close. Wow, that's... well, surely that's a damper issue. Stiffen up that slow rebound, boys. There you go. It's alright, between you and me, Gig, so we'll sort out the Porsche's handling. It's not a problem. Oh, Garage 59 was disconnected. Oh, was that Crop's car? Damn it! I was enjoying that. Ah, here we go. 20th and 21st. See, there's just battles up and down. I'll do it. I'll do it in voice for you, Gixer. So the Assetto Corsa Competizione, the AOR GT3 Season 3 sign-ups are open on the forums right now. In the live chat, you will see a link somewhere in the past 15-20 minutes of a forum link to get you there. If you're not already, go there, sign up, and sign up to the forums, get yourself an introduction post so we get to learn something about you, and then get yourself signed up for ACC. We have people from the highest tier to absolute beginners on controllers taking part in Season 3. 5 tiers. We have got a place for you. We've got space for you. If you're in Tier 2, I'm going to be commentating for the entire season. So, if you enjoy having me talk over you driving, then go and get signed up and hope you get Tier 2. Yes, we're looking at the 28 Lambo. We're just going to keep track on it because I don't think it's going to make any more positions up, not unless someone falls off the track quite severely. There's 2 cars in the pits there. Chorus has got a massive, massive gap around him. 5th place is, I think, he's going to be about as is about as good as you're going to get. Sorry, did you want me to do voiceover clips for adverts for AOR as well? I can do that as well. Read off scripts. Yeah, I can do that. Here's the real question, right? Here's the real question. Has that 154 been beaten yet? Of who was it that did the 154? 154.6 of Pookie. There we go. That time still hasn't been beaten. I think we're going to have a fastest lap of the race done by an Audi. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible lap time. Oh no, there's a few different annoying things, like this screen not working. Ever. I would really appreciate if I could look up split times. I would enjoy even more if I had actual split sector times. That would be useful. Right, let me see if I can find a gaggle of cars to watch. With 6 minutes left to go, they're all on their own, they're all on their own, they're all on their own. They're not on their own. 20 and 21. Aston Martin versus Audi, we've seen this play out before. But we're going to see it done again with different drivers. Maybe with a different outcome. Across the start-finish line, Marino, Beckier. Quicker than you can say their names, at least. Audi takes a little look to the inside. I tell you what. I don't think we've done this for a while. Let us jump on board and watch. That's a terrible camera angle for what I'm trying to do here. You're not helping me, Assetto Corsa. But this is realistic, to be fair. The Audi doesn't have a front cam. As we chase down a rather gorgeous Aston Martin AMV8. Click. I can't click because I don't have a cursor. I just straight up don't have a cursor here. I need to alt-tab out before I can get my cursor back. F1 for... Oh yeah, no, I can get that, yeah. But that's dull, boring. Side by side down the Mistral straight. The Audi has the top speed here. Around the outside, the Aston Martin gives way. He's worked too hard to give up and have a crash. Ah, okay. So, so what you're saying is, yeah, okay. So the second driver tracker only tracks the first driver. Thank you very much. Is Cascato in the car? I think that's the right name. We'll take that. Where's the Aston gone? Where has the Aston gone? That's the 84 in 12th. We're looking for 20 and 21st. No, it's not giving up. They're not given up yet. There we go. So none of the timing screens work as intended. That's awesome. That's just what we needed. Nothing. I'm just, yeah. What else is going on here then? I think that battle may be over and done with, possibly. I think with the Audi having a car to drag from in the form of Seclari, of all people. So that Porsche is not going to be slouching. That Audi may just about be able to gap the Aston. We've got 2 minutes left to go. In chat, everyone in chat, I want to see who is your car of the race. Car of the race, we'll start with that. Who's shown hashtag spirit of endurance? Oh no, wait, that's not a thing I can do. No, give me your cars of the race. Just the numbers, hash number, and we'll go from there. All right. I think I know who's gonna win, but you know. Yeah, I think that battle is done. I think that battle's done, unfortunately. However, the 13 car is... That's right, so 12th and 13th are more or less side by side. Like that. And 84 gets a massive sideways moment, which throws him entirely out of the mix. And puts him down to 14th, 15th. Yes, there were a few people who got punted early. There you go, there's the website. Click on the website, sign up to forum, go join the ACC Season 3 GT3 League. Go do the thing right now. If you haven't already. Right, what are we looking at now? So it's only but there's a 1.2 second gap between 12th and 13th and then 13th and 14th. 3 seconds cover those. There's not going to be a lot to happen outside of that, I don't think. Stint time for the 905 and 13, which is going to be cleared. Yeah. Xeon's all over that, like good men. Either that or crop. Either way. Round of applause for our admins, by the way, for making this race last 3 hours. Like, they've done so well to keep this server stable and running. And yeah, endless appreciation for them. I can't, without them, this would be impossible. So yeah. Next time an admin's being a bit, in speech marks, harsh on you, remember that they managed to make things like this work with all of the with all the problems we've been having. Yeah, I know that, GC. Unfortunately, that's one of the things that we just have to deal with, I guess. But fortunately, we do have all the timings and the like, so we don't need to worry about that. Yeah. I'm. Believe me, I got it. The beauty of YouTube is that you can straight up just screen cap things like that. Finishing at midnight. Could you imagine finishing a race at midnight and then like having champagne and stuff and then going to sleep and getting up the next day? I wouldn't. I would just stay in bed. Mr. BMW is Gix's driver of the day, I think. Yep, absolutely. And a reminder to all of you that are watching, make sure that you do absolutely post any issues that you had, any complaints, any problems in the thread. Oh, come on. Please let me get to the top of the table. Please? I beg. That's second. And that is Goldsaw has finished the race. And many people are slowly coming across the line in drips and drabs. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do as much as we can. This has been an absolutely enormous grid. It's been a fantastic race, and I thank everybody for taking part. Admins, again, for doing an absolutely fantastic job. Drivers up and down the grid, those in the pits and those driving here. You've all been fantastic. I don't think anyone could be claimed as making a malicious act. There have been mistakes, and that's been fine, but absolutely exemplary racing up and down the grid. To close out, I'm very sorry, I'm going to have to miss out the second half of the grid because there's no way I'm going to be able to keep track of the cars' positions, but your victor are going to be the number 3 Porsche of Goldsaw, Prenter and Cryptic, the 191 of Ciclari and Ambrosi is going to be second, and the Lexus RCF GT3 of S0 and T-Dopey number 514 is going to be third place. That is your top 3. The 666 Ferrari is going to come home in 4th, the 28 Huracan in 5th, 192 Porsche in 6th, 333 Audi coming all the way back to 7th, 905 Bentley making it all the way up to 8th from so far down in the grid. Number 70, apparently the 70 and the 905 swap places, 8th and 9th respectively. 312 AMV8 will come home in 10th. The 456 Porsche will come home in 11th, and the 98 Audi in 12th. 13th will be the 84. 41 will come home in 14th, 21 in 15th. The 614 Aston Martin will come home 16th. 69 BMW, Mr. BMW himself bringing the car home in 17th. Andrex UK bringing the number 13 Audi home in 18th. 19th will be the 991 Porsche GT3. 466 Audi will come home in 20th. 21st to 24th will be the 79 Aston Martin, the 777 Porsche, the AMG number 73, and the 83 will come home in 24th. Let me see if I can actually make this work. Yeah, that's working really well. Okay. Come on. Give me the rest of the bloody cars. Oh, is that all we've got left? So the 28, so the 852 came back in 25th, 26th will be the 195, 27th will be 60, and the rest of them have been leaving. I'm glad that you enjoyed my broadcasting. If any drivers or team members want to drop in and say hi, just drop in to Ready for Interview in the Apex Online Racing Discord. I will leave it a couple of minutes just for everyone to get themselves together. But it'd be lovely to hear from drivers. It'd be especially lovely to hear from our top 3. Anyone from our top 3, we're more than happy to speak to. Oh, we've got a celery mid dip. Oh dear. Hello, celery mid dip. Hey there.
Yeah,
Hey man.
I'm the second stint driver of the 28 Lamborghini.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, you are. Let me get this right. Let me get this right. Fifth place, Beck.
Yeah, right. That's
Good
correct.
man. Good man. Right. Hang on. Let me turn down the like ACC audio so I can hear you. Right. So you are widely held as the drivers of the race. The 28 Lamborghini has been a magnet for video coverage the entire race. Tell me about it. Just tell me how the race was. It was a nice long race. It was a nice long stint for you as well.
Yeah, so we knew it was a long race, so we qualified, I think, P19. I don't know, I believe we just didn't get the presses right, and it just was a little bit of a mess,
Yep.
everything. So we thought, okay, P19, we just can go forward at that point. We didn't really know what to do. So we thought, it's a 3-hour race, just let it be easy, just to avoid any of the carnage that we see on track. So of course we spun in turn one and went down to P32, I believe.
Yep.
And the first three legs were a bit of a mess, but after that it was just super consistent driving from all of my teammates as well. I believe we went up to P13 or 14, I believe, in the first stint.
Mhm.
Valentin Koris, the first driver, had an amazing stint,
Yep.
very calm. And then I believe we actually jumped one or two cars in the pits
Yep. That too.
somehow. I don't know really. Um, and it was just calm driving. We prepared a very long time for this, so usually it's a track I don't really like, but we made sure that we get the best result out of it, and then it was just driving, making sure we have a bit of situation awareness, so no crashes. We had one moment, I believe it was with one Porsche, where we kind of touched in turn three. It was,
Yep.
but after that it was just good, great, great driving. Then also from Vincent in the last stint, he had just to make sure that all the all the gaps that we had in front and back were just consistent, no mistakes, and he just brought it home. Then P5 is 10 times more than we could have ever imagined. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely pleased with the result there.
No, it's absolutely so. You should be. And I've had people like. I've had like people who have been glued to your timing slot the entire time. Anytime you got within a second of anyone, it
Mm.
was like spammed in chat. Go look at 28. Go look at 28. Go look at 28. So no, you've got the imagination and the interest of everyone basically. Congratulations, well done. It's an
Yeah, thank you.
absolutely fantastic race, brilliantly driven, and you have to wonder. You have to wonder what if you had got the pressures right in qualifying.
I don't know. I don't really want to talk about it because it's something you cannot
I was
rewind.
gonna
But
say we won't talk about it, but it has to just fester in the back of your mind slightly
yeah,
before
yeah,
you dismiss
yeah.
it. And you're absolutely right. You did really well with the cards you were dealt. You did really well. So no, absolutely, hats off to you. Drive of the race, car of the race. Please
Yeah,
pass
thanks
that
very
on
much.
to your teammates as well.
Yeah,
You've been
absolutely.
you've been super entertaining throughout the entire 3 hours as
Oh,
well.
thanks for that. Thanks for that. Massive thanks also for the chat and everything. I've kind of a little bit followed it when I was not driving, and it was an absolute joy to see, especially for such a small team like us. We're just, I don't know, three people that like driving,
Yeah, of course.
and yeah, I don't know. We just joined this, and the support we got throughout the race was just absolutely fantastic. And by the way, also congrats to the winners, to the two Porsches that absolutely dominated there. Also P3. I don't really know what car it was. I have to
Lexus
check again,
RCF.
but yeah, the Lexus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the only
just massive
Lexus.
congratulations to those guys.
No, absolutely.
Consistency is key, especially in those races. And yeah,
Yep,
hats
making
off.
that car work is an achievement in itself.
Exactly.
So no, absolutely, and very gracious yourself.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for the talk then. Thank you. Even
Yeah,
though I'm not in the top three, but I just wanted to have a
no,
little
no, no, no,
talk
no,
there.
no, no. I no. You are absolutely the team I wanted to hear from. Just didn't want to like sound like it was a bit like yeah.
That's okay. Totally
No,
fine. Totally
top three
fine.
would be cool, but you were absolutely the team I wanted to talk to, and please pass on all of the AOR regards to your team. You've been absolutely brilliant.
Nice, nice. That's really great to hear. Looking forward to the next events.
Absolutely. Make sure you get signed up for Season 3 of the GT3 Cup
Of
League.
course.
Alright, man. See you later. Have a good evening.
All right. See you later. Thanks. Bye.
I don't think there's anyone else who wants to come and talk to me, which is a shame, because I really enjoy this whole post-race, seeing how people's races were. I don't think there's anyone else. That's a shame. Give it a couple more seconds, but I'll start to close out, and I'll keep my eyes on the ready to interview box. So, thank you very much for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute honour and a privilege to be able to cast these three and a half hours of racing. 3.5 hours of pure class GT3 racing from amateurs in very, very large air quotes. As far as I'm concerned, they can compete with the pros, and they will hold their own. Absolutely top-notch standard driving, safety-wise as well. So many cars got to the end of the race, it just is not worth talking about retirements, and most of the retirements, or most of the problems, have been caused by bugs of the game, which is fine. We can fix them. We can work with that. Absolutely fine. But the drivers themselves have been absolutely legends. You as well in chat watching the stream have been fantastic as well. Without you guys, obviously, there would be no audience for me to do the talky thing. And without me doing the talky thing, I would probably be pootling around at the back of the grid. So, you're giving me something to do. On that note, be sure to follow Apex Online Racing on YouTube, on Twitter, and make sure you get over on the forums as well to keep up to date with everything that's happening in the world of AOR. There are leagues for all of your tastes, whether you like getting dirty in Dirt 2, or if you enjoy endurance races like this in Assetto Corsa Competizione. There's a massive Project Cars 2 scene still, despite the game being quite old now. And it's the community that keeps the whole place together. So, the more people, the better. In the meantime, I will be seeing you with Assetto Corsa Competizione GT3 Season 3 Tier 2. I have been Eike Sky, and this has been the Apex Online Racing GT3 Endurance from Circuit Paul Ricard. I hope you all have a lovely evening, and I'll see you next time.